Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and here by fairly popular demand, it was consensus anyway, maybe not demand, but you guys wanted a digital of the doodles, the coffee spatter drip doodle fairies. And so this is a 19-page digital download. It's called Coffee Drip Fairies because that's what they are. And yeah, so I drew 5 pages total of the doodles like this, and then you'll see what else is in the kit. But here's the first one, and this is the original, the one you didn't see me draw on camera, but you know I drew on my own. And then this, I believe, is the one. No, this one I didn't draw on camera either. But that's another one. And I can't remember which one I drew with you guys. Honestly, isn't that weird? Oh, it was this one. Yeah, I do remember because we had our gangsta fairy. I don't know why she looks gangster to me. I mean, I don't even know, how would I know? But I'm just saying she's so funny the way she's just sitting there and everybody's twirling and being silly and yeah. Anyways, I thought that was funny. And there's this one. Okay. Oh, and I wanted to say this is Carol. Hi, Carol. Carol Laws, because she's the one that told me that fairy was over there. And I tried so hard to not get the wings clipped off of this one, but when you scan it, you know, this one was so close to the edge, and then it ends up being smaller because the sheets of paper that I was using were bigger, and you have to shrink it a little bit. You don't want to shrink it so much that you're cutting off the top. It's a whole thing. So anyways, I tried really hard not to cut her off, but she is there, and that's Carol. I named her Carol because it just fit. And then I have cut out digitally all the fairies so that you can use them separately how you want, and some of the mushrooms there. So I don't think I did every single one of them, but I did most of them. Here's Carol here with her wings, so that's good. Okay, and then there's 2 pages of tags, and there's a journaling card on each page, and then tags. Oh, and there's Carol there too. There's that, and then you get some of the drip pages that my sister and I did. My sister did this one for backgrounds, and this one, and then this is one of the spatters that I didn't draw on, so I just left it as it was. And this is digital. I just thought these were kind of fun to add to it with the coffee and then the purples. They're not anything, they're just weird kind of designs. And then there's this coffee ring spatters that I did that day that we did the coffee spatters. And here's another sort of floral background. They're not really meant to be anything. They're just sort of, oh, how did I get 2 pages of that? Sorry. There's only 1 page of that. And then that's what I'm missing. There's a whole page of the purple without the envelope spots, or the window envelope spots, and then there's this page with the envelope spots. So sorry about that. I don't know how I didn't realize that. And then the CD case cover. So very similar to most of my other kits as far as layout and what you get and all that. There's 19 pages. It's not quite as big as some of the other kits. So anyhow, we're going to play a little bit with that today. And what you'll need is like a coffee dyed, or you know, just a regular piece of 8.5 by 11 paper, or whatever size you use, just fold it in half for journals. You'll get the gist once we get going here. So what we're going to do is make some pockets. And I saw this on Pinterest, and I think it was My Porch Prints, Prints, that did the original. So if you're wanting to find the original, it's on Pinterest, and it's My Porch Prints. And I think they have like a digital that you can get to make these things. But anyhow, I am just going to use my paper, and I'm just winging it. So I'll give you measurements once I get measurements, but I'm not worrying a whole lot about measurements. So I'm folding this page up 3 1/4 roughly inches, And so I'm going to need both sides of the piece of paper. And you could cut your paper down first, which would probably be smart, because then you won't have a whole sheet that's folded like that. And then I'm going to cut it. My page is 5.5 this way. So I want a 1/2 inch tail on either side. So that makes 6.5 is what I want to cut this piece of paper at. So I'm going to cut it at 6.5. If I can see my lines on here. I just saw this on Pinterest and was like, oh, those look fun. I'm going to try one. So I haven't made one before. I have no idea if I'm even going to do this right. And I'm winging how it's done because all they did is show the finished product. So it's kind of like Tammy's. I saw it on Pinterest. Tammy at Lou Frou Frou Studio. She does, I saw it on Pinterest videos. So this is sort of along that lines. That's where I saw the original. So then I'm just going to fold over my sides about a 1/2 inch. And if I'm a little more, I'm not going to stress about it. It's just to give me the pockets. And what we're going to do is attach these to our page so that they're the right size. So I kind of want to get this side at least. How did I end up with so much over here? Did I cut it at 6.5? I did, and I needed to cut it at 6, I think. Because, yeah, I cut it way too big because I need to fold it here. 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's at 5. No, I was right. Oh my gosh, Amy, get a brain, would you? All right, so I'm sorry. I'm going to fold it just a tiny bit more just to make sure that it will fit on the page and not be in the way, you know. Okay. And you want to kind of, not destroy them, but get them folded down well so that it lays nice and flat. And if you want to use a scoreboard, go for it. Like, totally do that. I'm just going to make sure that it's going to fit. I'm going to fold it just a little tiny bit more. And I can cut off any extra. So what we're going to do is put these pockets on our page, but they're going to hinge out. So like this one can open this way. We can have another one that opens that way, another one that opens that way. Do you see what I'm saying? I might actually make the middle one the one that opens out this way. And then I'll take another piece of paper and put it over this part so you don't see these little tabs on here. That makes sense. That is our end goal, and hopefully it will work. So how are you guys all doing? I hope you're doing well. I am super punchy and kind of weird, giddy, I don't know, because I'm just real tired. We've had probably, yeah, last night was the 4th night of fireworks in our area. Not all the same people every single night, but different neighbors lighting off fireworks until 2 and 3 in the morning, all 4 nights. So I'm just kind of getting, I don't know, because I just don't sleep through that. I wish I was one of those people that could totally just sleep through it, and who cares. Okay, so this is the middle one. I want it to open this way. So on this side, I'm going to keep both of these flaps, and I'm just going to glue them together. So they're going to become like basically one flap. And the reason I want to do that is because I want to make sure that my pocket is sealed. And so if I cut off one of these strips of paper right here, then I still have a flap, which I need. But I mean, I guess you could just put glue down the side there, and that would work too. But I'm just going to glue those two together. I think that that will work just as well. But first I'm going to trim these just so they're not in the way. You know, trim the little corners off. That just sort of works a little bit better. A little neater end result. So yeah, I mean, it's fine. I don't, you know, people can celebrate. That's great, but it's just kind of, oh, yeah, I'm just tired, real tired. So anyhow, and this side I am going to cut off this extra flap because I don't need it, because I'm going to just fold the other one over to close up the envelope. So I'm just going to cut that all the way off. Like so, but I am still going to, you know, do my edges like this. They just turn out nicer that way. Okay. Oh, and another thing I want to do is cut a thumb notch, but that's okay. I can do that once it's glued together. So yeah, probably should have tried this first, but I was like, I'm just gonna wing it. Okay, so that's gonna be like that. This will still fold back and forth because that's gonna be our flap that gets glued to the paper. And then we need a thumb notch. Sorry, I don't know why my stomach is gurgling and growling. It's been doing that a lot lately. Don't know what that's about. It's just having a little heyday. I mean, it's not upset or anything, just is making noise. Okay, where did I put my... Oh, it's right here. Ink it a little bit. And I still need to put a new little sponge on there. Keep forgetting. Okay, so there's one pocket done. So just like that, you've got a nice little pocket. Okay. And I'm not going to really worry about the size. You could be really particular and be like, okay, the next one I want to be, you know, this much thinner or whatever. What I do want to make sure is that they at least overlap a little bit, or that when I close this one, the other one's under it or over it, just depending on how I decide to do that. I just think that will end up looking better in the end. So that's kind of my plan anyway. You know, we could use the envelope and do the window in it and have it as one, and I'll pause for a minute and get that cut out. Or do I want it on the bottom? I think I'll do the one on the bottom. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So what I have done is cut out the little space in there and then cut this down to 6.5 again. And then it is, I don't know why I always think I need to turn it, 3 1/4 probably high. I think it's real close to the size of the other one. Where did I put the other one? Yeah, they're pretty much dead on the same size. So you can make them the same size, you can make them different sizes. But anyways, this one will get attached, and then this one will get attached. I did add a piece of acetate to the inside, and this is just packaging acetate. I get these Wow Fit bags. They're the plastic bags that I put my products into. They come in a plastic bag, so I use that to you know, cut up and use as my little acetate window there. So I'm going to do the same process. I'm just going to fold the sides over, and for a little interest I might make this one a little bit shorter that direction, just for whatever. It doesn't, I mean, just because I want to. So I'm going to come in closer to probably 3/4 of an inch. And this one, I'm going to have the double flap on this side. You guys were probably laughing at me. I'm like, oh, I want the one with the thing on the bottom. When you fold it up, either way, either one of them is going to be at the top. Sorry, I am definitely ditzy. There is no questioning that. I'll try to do them fairly close to the same as far as width here. A little bit more. Glue on my finger, so it's rolling up into little balls. I guess they're about the same size. I can't make them different sizes. Apparently I'm not capable. So they're the same size. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can make the pockets however you want. So you're just folding those sides in to however much you want. Just check, make sure you're always checking back to your original piece of paper so that you're not making them too wide or, you know, something strange. So this one I'm going to cut off one of the flaps because we're going to use the other side for our flap to attach it to the piece of paper. And I'm sure there's other ways of doing this. This is just the way I'm doing it. which is probably totally kooky and backwards, but hey, what's new? And definitely, if you have a better way, do it that way, because you're probably right. I'm going to cut just a little. I don't feel like I need that much of that flat over that other side over there. I love this purple color. I like purple anyway, but... Okay. So we're going to do that. And that's going to fold over like that. And then this is the one that's going to get folded together, but we're going to take these corners off again. Just because it's added bulk, and plus it loosens up this fold, so it folds a little bit neater. And I'm not that worried. I know that it's you can see the white there, but it's going to get glued down under another piece of paper, so it don't matter none. Okay, so that's my flap for that one, and it's going to go on the other side. So open, open. So now I need to be thinking that the next one needs to be roughly, you know, it can hang over the top of this one, or vice versa. Like you could go this one, put this one on top if you wanted to. I'm gonna do a thumb notch here. And a little bit of ink. And I probably should have put something on the inside, huh? Oh well. This one might go in my idea book as an idea page, but yeah, if I was making this for a journal, I probably would have put something inside there. I just wasn't thinking. I do that. Not that it's the end of the world. It can be like that because you're going to put a tag or a journaling card or something down in there anyway. So it's not that big of a deal. I could put this one at the top. Maybe that's what I'll do. That one at the top flips out this way. Then this one will flip out this way. Okay, now we need another one. Let's use... I kind of want to use one of the fairy ones, but I'm not sure how well that will work. I guess it would work because they're mostly up higher. This one and see what we come up with here. So if I cut it at 6.5, I'll make this one a tiny bit shorter. So then I just have to make sure I fold it up this way so that it's going the right direction. The problem is this side with the folding. I cannot fold these straight for anything. Okay, so I need to cut that piece off. Did I make that the same? It's a tiny bit bigger, okay. Kinds of scraps right off the bat. Okay, so I'm going to fold this side first because I'm going to try to just fold it a very little bit. So let me see. I've got this one attaching on this side, this one attaching on that side. I feel like I'm gonna have this one's gonna have to attach on this side. That's not enough, I don't think. So what I might do is move this one down here, that way, that way. Actually, this would have to be the middle. Sorry, much thought happening. Have this one open this way at the top. Yeah. So how wide is this? Fold this a little more. So this one's going to be a little bit shorter. You can see that's probably like almost 3/4 of an inch fold there, and then this is just like a 1/8 or 1/4. But I don't want to chop her wings off all the way, so that's the way it's going to be. So this side's going to get this flap cut off. So you're just doing the same thing over and over again, essentially, to make these. So I understand if you want to fast forward through this part. Okay, that'll get glued down. Maybe if the glue will work. Ah, I think my sister's here. Hold on just a minute. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, my sister came over, so she's here. She's in the background looking at one of my digis because there's something in there that she wanted to use. So, but she's here if you hear us chatting. Okay, so I went ahead and glued this one. You know, figured you guys don't have to watch me do all that. And all the inking. So what I'm going to do now is just attach them onto the page, and then once we get them on the coffee dyed paper, we will add another piece of paper over the top so that you don't see all the little tabs glued down. If that makes sense. So I think I'm going to start with the middle one, this is the only one going this direction, I think, isn't that right? And then this one will go down at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to take my art glitter glue, get this one glued down. I'm going to leave a little space between the fold of the paper, just a little bit, just so it's not in the way of the fold, because it will get sewn into a journal that way. So there's just that little bit of space there, like a 1/16 of an inch or whatever, and then about the same on this side. And then this one will go out this way. But you just want to make sure you're not putting it directly on that folder. You won't be able to open and close it very easily. And this one, and you can decide if you want them under or over each other, how you want that. I think I'm going to just go over with this one. So this will have to open first, then this one will open. Did you find one?
Nope.
No.
There's a bunch of the
other ones, yeah.
And stuff.
I just used that one all up, I guess.
Yeah.
We can print it again.
Probably because he's so cute.
He is cute. Oh, the other thing I have to do is make sure that this will close with that. Oh no, this one's going to be on top. Okay. So, like this. That's one thing. Got to make sure everything's going the right way. It's going to be a little tricky like that. Yes. And then this one will go over the top of the purple one. And this one's a little bit shorter. You can make them all the same length though if you don't like that, the way that looks or whatever. get the right order so you don't mess it up. That one we don't have to worry about going to the edge because it's not going to even go to the edge of this other side. Your stomach's doing the same thing mine is. We've got gurgly stomachs. I know. I fed mine too, but for some reason it was gurgling away. It's like, I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know what's up with my stomach.
That was last night.
Lord only knows.
The dog's stomach and my stomach were talking. It's like, this is really bad.
I was telling them how crazy the fireworks are here.
Unbelievable.
It's just crazy.
I go around my backyard and pick up
shrapnel.
Yeah, all the junk every year.
Yep. You've always had it worse than we've had it. We didn't have it too bad for a while. This year.
Sounds like you guys had it terrible.
Oh my gosh. It has just been unbelievable. Okay, so I'm going to open these up so that we can get our piece of paper the way we need it, because we need it to fit between these two spots, which is going to be interesting to do. So it's going to have to be about, I'm going to go with 5, I think would be the safe bet, roughly, maybe just a tiny bit bigger. Tear my edge off over here first. Did you see this one turned out cool?
I know, that's what I was just thinking, because I was like, they look so weird when you first make them. You're like,
yeah. But it turned out cool.
Yeah, a lot of your things turn out so cool when you put them in a digi and they're printed and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good, huh?
3, 4, 5. I'm just going to go a tiny bit over because I think that'll work. Try to get it straight. I don't normally worry about it being straight, but I really want it to fit in there right. I'm going to tear this part, and see, this can be written on with your little pockets over it, so even though you're covering a page, you still have some writing space. So this, yeah, I'm just going to barely tear any more off of that. Barely, barely. Because otherwise it's going to be too short. And then, so you could make these pages up, kind of like Gail does the pages where she tears the scraps and goes collages around the edge and then just puts those in her finished box or whatever. You could do the same thing with these. Make some of these up and have them ready for, you know, whatever journal. You could do these more plain, the pockets, and then you could add stuff to them when you decide where you want them. And you could make, you know, the pockets all the same size. That way you could cut all your paper, whatever size it is you want, and, you know, make up your pockets and then glue them all down on pages. You know, do it like a assembly line fashion. Not that I ever do that, but just telling you, you can if you're really super organized and motivated. Which I usually am not, so. Because my brain skips from one thing to the next, and so I can't ever focus that long.
That squirrel mode.
Oh my gosh, it's like extra squirrel.
You come back an hour later and you're like, oh yeah, I started that.
Yeah, I guess I could finish that.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be doing this.
Weird.
Why didn't I get that done?
Because I totally squirreled my day away.
Yeah.
Jeez, like literally.
Yep. Very easy to do.
It is too easy. Okay, well, I guess it's staying there. I wanted to bring it over a little bit, but it was like, no, I'm here. I got a little bit far from this side and a little too close to this side, but we'll just force it to work. This is going to go in my idea book, so I'm not super worried about this particular one. I think it's fine. Okay, so that one goes that way, that one goes that way. But you could have them open any which way you want. And then this would you'd have other pages. Grab some pages. Because I have no pages.
It's tricky having everything.
It is very tricky. So for example, I'd have another page here in the journal. You'd have it sewn down the center. When you are on this side, you wouldn't even know. And then when you come this way, you've got your envelopes. And you can stuff them with whatever you want. So I hope you guys like that idea. I hope you have an awesome weekend. And we'll see you again soon. Love you guys. Bye now.